Hey everybody, it's Mr. P coming to you with your Math 10 e-learning lesson for Thursday, May 14th. We're continuing with volume, okay, so finding the three-dimensional space inside of the three-dimensional figures. So far we've looked at volumes of cones, volumes of cylinders. Today we're going to look at how to calculate the volume of a sphere. So first of all, just remember, anytime we calculate volume, our units are cubed units. Okay, so inches cubed, feet cubed, yards cubed, etc. So a sphere, okay, tennis ball, this would be something that's in the shape of a sphere. And basically, think of a sphere as just like if we cut a cross section out of it, it's just made up of a bunch of circles stacked on top of each other. So when we calculate the volume of a sphere, the key dimension is the radius. Okay, so take one of the circles of the sphere and look at what the radius is, and we can use that radius to calculate the volume. So volume of a sphere, okay, 4/3 times pi times r cubed, or radius cubed. Alternative way to do that would be 4 times pi times radius cubed, then divide by 3. Okay, so either version is fine to use. For our calculations, for our examples, we're going to go ahead and use this one here. So pi, we're still going to use 3.14. Remember, if we happen to have the diameter instead of the radius, we have to divide by 2 first to get the radius before we calculate the volume. Let's look at the first two. Okay, so the volume, and we're always going to start with our formula here. So volume, remember I'm going to use this version, so 4 pi r cubed over 3. So 8 kilometers, since that's halfway across, that's the radius. So we plug in volume equals 4 times 3.14 times the radius cubed. So that would be to the third power. Okay, so when you're doing that on the calculator, you do like the little caret to do the power, and then 3, right, to the third power. So it'd be, in this case, it'd be 8 to the third power. And all that divided by 3. So following order of operations, we need to do the exponent first. So you need to do 8 to the third power first. So volume equals 4 times 3.14 times 512. All that over 3. Then I need to multiply everything on top. 4 times 3.14 times 512. And I get 6,430.72, and I'm going to divide all that by 3. Okay, and on your assignment, which will be on Alex once again for May 14th, you're going to be asked to round to the nearest 10. So round your final answer to the nearest 10. Don't round anywhere in between. So don't round this part here. So I'm going to take this, exactly what I get here, divide by 3, and it's going to be like 2143.57. So rounding the nearest 10, since it's 5,7, I round up to the next, the higher number. So 5,7 rounds up to 0.6. Remember, tenths place is one place to the right of the decimal, so 2143.6. Units are going to be kilometers cubed. Okay. Next one, 5, and that's the radius because it's halfway across. So I go back to my formula. Volume equals 4 times pi times r cubed over 3. So volume 4 times 3.14 times 5 to the third power, or 5 cubed over 3. Do the exponent first, right? So 4 times 3.14, 5 to the third power is 125 over 3. Then I need to multiply. Okay, so I do 4 times 3.14 times 125, and I get 1,570, and then divide by 3, Okay, and what I get is like 523.3333. Okay, so that would actually round to, again, we're just rounding the nearest 10 since I just looked at the first two here, 0.33. So since the 3 here is less than 5, I round it down to 523.3, okay, to the nearest 10. So 523.3, that would be kilometers cubed. All right. And we'll do the next two in just a moment, but just again, remember, start with that formula, 4 pi r cubed over 3. Okay, plug everything in, do the exponent first, multiply, then divide. Again, make sure you are rounding appropriately, so on your assignment they do ask you to round to the nearest tenth, your final answer. Okay, so you don't want to round like this step here, round the final answer. All right, here we go. The next two look a little different because we are not given the radius, but we're actually given what? What is this? Okay, this is the diameter. It's all the way across. So this is actually the diameter. To get the radius, you got to take the diameter divided by 2. So 22 divided by 2. So 11 is our radius. So volume, same formula. 4 pi r to the third over 3. So 4 times 3.14 times 11 to the third power over 3. Okay, so the volume is going to be 4 times 3.14 times 1331, which is 11 to the third power over 3. Remember to multiply the numbers on top first. So 4 times 3.14 times 1331. We get 16,717.36. Divide that by 3. I get volume equals 5572.45. Since I'm just going to one decimal place to the 10th place. Since the 5 is, since this is 5 or greater, I'm going to round it up to 5572.5. 5572.5 units are going to be inches cubed. All right, this one here, again, 12 is the diameter because it's the distance all the way across that circle. Remember, radius, diameter, divide by 2. Okay, so take the diameter, 12, divide by 2. So the radius is 6. And we have to do that first. Then, volume, 4 pi r cubed over 3. So just keep starting with that formula. So 4 times 3.14 times 6 to the third, or 6 cubed, over 3. So volume equals 4 times 3.14 times 216, which is 6 to the third power, divided by 3. So we need to go ahead and multiply the numbers on top first before we divide. So when I multiply those, I get 2712.96 over 3. When I divide now, I get 904.32. And remember, we're just rounding to one decimal place to the right of the decimal to the 10th place, so this is 0.32. Since 2 is less than 5, okay, since 2 is less than 5, we just round it down to 904.3. 904.3, and that's going to be in centimeters cubed. All right, so volume of a sphere, we need the radius. Okay, we use 4 times pi times radius to the third, or radius cubed, divided by 3. Okay, always use 3.14 for pi, and make sure you follow order of operation. So do the exponent first, do the radius to the third power first, then multiply, then divide. All right, so and then round appropriately. So when you're asked to round the nearest tenth, We're looking at one place after the decimal. Okay. All right. So that's volume of a sphere. Again, your assignments on Alex, e-learning 5/14 or May 14th. And till next time, we'll see you guys later.